What's up, y'all? I don't know. I think I got some allergy stuff going on. Anyway, I'm on the way now to go film a podcast with friends of a friend. Yeah, I said it right. I'm gonna record some behind the scenes of that and try to get a few things going on. Lately, I've been struggling. Like, I want to say, like, feeling sick. I think it's dehydration. That's what I believe, because I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was in New Orleans. I was drinking every day, pretty hard, and that was 5 days straight. And I was eating like crap. And when I got back, I've been in the gym hard, so I think there might have been like a lot on my body. So today is Saturday. Tomorrow I'm just gonna rest, like just literally rest. But anyway, I'm going to go film this podcast, and I'm gonna go home, probably just kind of lounge today. It's Saturday. My homegirl birthday stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna go pull up on her, but I'm gonna show y'all too, because I'm not drinking. I'm back to not drinking. You know, like I said, I have my times, but in my normal life I don't. So I got a bad cough. I don't know where it came from. I think it might be allergies, but I gotta walk up the steps to the 4th floor because I'm late and I'm maneuvering through this place. It's a maze, an apartment complex. So we're gonna see how it goes. And also, I just thought it's a suit I want to wear, but I know I had got a little chunky from NOLA. A lot of it is just bloat, but this week I'm gonna have to work that off so I can fit into it for the event next weekend. Also, y'all, let me tell you what happened. So dude called me. So my charger has a shortage, and the dude who was supposed to I was supposed to do the who set me up for the video. Oh,
We was eating fried chicken anuses, and they was eating them shit like popcorn, right?
I mean,
What's the wildest food you ever tried?
That's like not normal.
We look at, we want people, you ain't got no chocolate? Well, I guess you can't put it in the middle. SBW, you can put that motherfucker in.
nah, I ain't need to. I use my phone because people don't realize a lot of stuff when it comes to mental health.
Did you study like psychology?
Y'all saw how I looked in that video? I was wide. And when I looked at the YouTube video, shout out to I Have a Friends podcast, because that was a great episode. And, you know, I was talking that good stuff and they was asking good questions, but I was big as a house. Now, that was straight from New Orleans. And I'm finally, all these weeks later, finally getting that weight down, which it should have been down. But I was being lazy, and I finally got it. And I told my mom I gained some weight. She told me, I was like, oh, you're crazy. You know, basically, like, I'm overreacting. But, you know, old people and kids tell the truth. And my granny seen me, and she said, oh, did you pick up some weight? And I looked at my mom. I said, yeah, I told you. I know I wasn't crazy. But I will say that podcast episode was great. I was playing about y'all trolling Izzy Baker oven. So if you haven't watched it, I Have a Friends podcast. One, you should check it out with me on it. But two, if you haven't watched it, there was a scene where they asked why my name was _Izzy Baker oven. And I said, because a white girl has my name. A lot of my friends, I think, been trying to report the girl page. She has just Izzy Baker oven, and I'm _Izzy Baker oven. I don't know if she's active on her page, but it would make sense for Izzy Baker to have Izzy Baker oven. Nonetheless, I don't want y'all to troll that girl for real. So please stop if you haven't. And Izzy Baker oven, I guess the real Izzy Baker, even though I'm the real, but nice young lady, if you see this and they get your page taken down, I don't want you to pick the name back up, because once the domain is free, I'm gonna take it. I'm playing, but for real, I apologize. All right, get back to the show. All right, y'all. So, excuse me. Podcast went really good. I'm out of breath again. Now, it's not because I'm gaining weight. I'm out of breath because I thought they towed my car, because they told me, like, you can park at the Target over here because they only gonna tow when they close. So it was dark, and I was looking out the window, and I couldn't see my car, so I was trying to play it off. And I was like, oh, I'll see y'all later. And I ran down here to get to my car. It was here, thank God. But I have a friend's podcast. You got to check out the episode. I'm going to put the link in this episode if I can. And then if not, what I'll do is I'll add it whenever it does go on. Great episode, a lot of insight, and you'll see them on my podcast soon. I'll do a live stream with them, and I feel like that'll be good and that'll be funny. But so now I'm about to go home, I guess. I don't know where nobody's at. I got Chinese food at the house. I went to Rice Box today, and it was busting. So we're gonna see what I'm finna do, because I don't know what I'm about to do. So let's see.
Unfazed by this, he would go on to create the Death Key amusement park, find the other 3 copies of Blue Eyes, kidnap Yuki's grandfather so he can destroy the 4th copy, and even betray Mokuba. And that's what leads to the battle in episode 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. I should mention that Kaiba's upbringing was explained in a later arc, but the order in which it's told makes all the difference, and the timing of said arc could not have been worse. It interrupted the finals of the Battle City arc, and most of it was filler. So if you skip the arc thinking you wouldn't miss out, it's hardly your fault. Also, Yuki's mind crush was never explained. To put it briefly, after Yuki defeated Kaiba with Exodia, he used his Millennium Puzzle to, quote, crush the evil within Kaiba's heart. Supposedly, this gave him the second chance and made him less of a bad guy. For more information on that, I suggest you watch my analysis on Season 0. I go much more in depth on the situation in that video. Now that we've made sense of Kaiba's motives in the beginning of the series, we can move on to the Duelist Kingdom arc when Kaiba finally gets a win over Yuki. Or does...
What's up, y'all? So, although I was supposed to have a video to y'all, I got lost in the sauce. I was supposed to have I had two different ideas for videos for the vlog, and I just never did them. I started to record for them, and then they just got lost in the sauce. So I apologize for that. But we finally here. As you see, we getting ready. This is the GRWM for spring break, because although I'm not a teacher no more, still got spring break. And no, I'm not going to Miami. But this video is me getting ready for that. And taking care of some work, just getting some things done last minute, because I got some things I gotta do last minute. And so yeah, that's what we got going on today. I'm not really sure. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah. So that's how we doing that. It was something else I gotta tell y'all. I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna come back. But ultimately, yeah, I got what stuff I gotta do before. Oh, but I got a surprise for y'all. I'm gonna show you something that was a surprise to me. So I'm gonna show it to you when I get it. But like I said, right now we just setting up for these episodes for the podcast, and as you saw in the beginning of the video, we saw me setting up, getting ready for an episode. I actually recorded the episode, but I got another episode to record tomorrow, and I got to work on that script today. Getting ready for that tomorrow. And as I get ready for spring break, because you don't know, I'm going to Kansas City first for a birthday party, catching a road trip ride to St. Louis. Gonna be in St. Louis through 314 that, and I'm definitely recording that. Then the next day going to Austin South by Southwest, and I'm gonna be there for like 3 days. So we're gonna tap in with that. But let me get to this, and I'm gonna record some stuff later on, because I got another conversation I gotta say. Looking crazy. Just got out the pool. Now I'm finna go. I got 5 minutes to spare for this interview start or this meeting. Like I said, they just have to deal me in the car. I wish it was just a phone call. I really wouldn't care. But I'm also still waiting on a phone call too, so that's the crazy part. So if that call go through, I'm gonna have to say, hey, y'all gonna have to hold on, because this is important. So let's see. On this car looking greasy, looking busted, injured. Getting my haircut today, y'all. So that's good news. But I'm finna get out here now. Let's see. I'm on my way home. I just had the meeting. I'm still like maybe 8 minutes out. I gotta shower real quick, and I gotta send up. So the people was cool. They found my regular email with my government name. If you know, you know. It's not a secret, but if you know, you know. I'm not telling you if you don't know. But I gotta which I don't know how they found that. Well, she told me, but yeah. Anyway, so I gotta go home, send her over some stuff, and I have to shower, and get ready for this podcast interview. I'm thankful that somebody's stuff I had to do last night, the system was down, so I couldn't finish it last night. But with that extra time, it forced me to finish my script for my podcast for today, because I got to add like some minor touches, but nothing major, because I was going to do it today, and then I would have been scrambling right now trying to finish it. But that's done. I just got to add the final touches, which you're not even going to take 10 minutes, I don't believe. And then I got time because I'm just going to run here and take the shower real quick. But yeah, so let's see how this goes. In the morning, but leave at 7:50. But I have to going to the gym before the flight, so I have to get up and do that. Still got to finish packing. Got an idea how I'm gonna pack. I'm gonna take a nap so I can get some rest in a little bit, and then I'm gonna get up, finish cleaning the house, which is clean for the most part, packing, but I know what I'm putting on. We almost didn't go to Austin. That's a story I'm gonna explain at some point. And then I got some other work to do later on tonight, so I got a lot to do. Other than the second part, everything was like in 2 parts. It was just too perfect. So I said we got to roll with that. So now we got to do things a little different because it's already 3:40. I do have an assignment due. So I'm going to do this assignment real quick. Then I'm going to head out, go straight to the barbershop, and then I'm going to go get my surprise after that. What's up, y'all? All right, so it's been a long time since we done this. I haven't been vlogging in a minute, and I'm getting back into it. Hold on, y'all. Responding to a text. Oh yeah, my bad. So group message going crazy. But nah, for real, it's been a while since we did this, and you see me getting prepared for spring break in this vlog. You saw me, getting some stuff together, pressed for time, having meetings. Didn't see me actually go to the meeting, but I was in the meeting in the car. They told me I have to turn my camera on, so I didn't. And got packed up, and now in the next vlog, you'll see me enjoying Kansas City and St. Louis, and then the vlog after that will be dedicated just to Austin. So, like I told people, I was so happy. I said I was preparing, and then out of town, I said I got 3 vlogs set up from basically one trip and preparing for a trip. So I was pretty happy about that. And I said, I had actually 2 episodes. This is episode 8, but it was supposed to be 2 different things for set up for episode. Basically, this was really supposed to be 10, but things got cut out. I just wasn't feeling it, but we back. Now, there are going to be some changes to this ending segment. Now, you saw the title, and we're about to get into that in a second. But we got to, change. Things change, like the podcast. That's why I tell people, just start stuff, because we get so caught up in wanting it to be perfect, and things change. The podcast drastically changed. Although we still keep its core goal, it's drastically changed from season 1 as is in season 8. Even with that, you see me getting ready for season 8. And at this current time of this recording, I have 5 episodes recorded. And season 8 doesn't drop until April 4th. And even then, I haven't even recorded the actual first episode yet as of this recording. So they'll be doing that as of this recording in a little, like a week or 2. But so this segment originally was me kind of ranting about something, but I had the revelation, a God-given revelation, I believe, where I said that's kind of stupid, and it's kind of becoming redundant, because it's like, if you rant in Happy Hour, you semi-rant in Mental Man Mondays. If you haven't checked those out every Monday at 7, check them out, which is still a part of the PSA, the Mental Health Podcast. But it's like, it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, stuff is kind of running together, so it doesn't make sense to rant here. I mean, it's going to be some ranting, but not so much, because I just feel like you do that on the podcast, so why you ranting here too? That's just me. Now, don't get it twisted. You're going to hear like still little think pieces and things, but it's just full rants. I just think that's kind of redundant. So With that being said, I'm going to introduce to you my newest segment dedicated just for In and Out the Vlog, In and Out the Office with Izzy Baker, Off the Clock Picks. So now ChatGPT actually gave me the title. I can't even take credit for it, but I do like it. But gave you the backstory why I'm doing it. But also, today we're going to be covering. So it's 4 parts of the Quiet on Set. Quiet on Set, which was about the kids, child stars who are now adults, who dealt with what they dealt with at Nickelodeon. Broken into 4 parts. For this vlog, we're only going to cover parts 1 and 2. Now, moving forward, if you have an idea for off the clock picks, because the theme for this is still kind of in that work vibe where it's like see me in and out the office, but this kind of aligns with the theme of out of the office, but then it also kind of just aligns with the theme of like when I'm not at work, and doing traveling or podcasting, ghostwriting, doing other little miscellaneous stuff. I like to watch a lot of TV. I have since I was a little kid. And so I wanted this segment to be something like that, to where I felt like I've been led to start giving my reviews on certain TV shows. And so this segment is dedicated to documentaries, TV shows. I'm trying to stay away from podcasts. Can't say I won't do it. Movies, that everybody's talking about. And I'm giving my reviews on them. So, like I said, we starting off with part 1 and part 2. And then the next vlog will be parts 3 and 4, and then we'll have something else after that. So first of all, the vlog was it was well executed, and it was well I love the editing. The editing was 10 out of 10. Especially that plot twist for the end of episode 2, which I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So let's start with the first episode. The first episode featured mainly the original cast from All That, and some of the things that they went through, and how kind of Dan Snyder, who is the owner, and we're not owner of Nickelodeon, but they just kind of get a backstory of like 90s Nickelodeon shows, and just like that back then as a kid you could only watch Nick or Disney, and then talked about just the evolution of Nickelodeon and the people that was on All That, and some of the things that they went through, and some of the skits that they were a part of that, looking back in hindsight, were a little inappropriate, and it's unfortunate because you got to give credit where credit is due. Similar. Watching this made me feel like I was watching Surviving R. Kelly again. And when I watched that, I just felt like a dark, just like watching it. And that's kind of how I felt watching this. I was actually supposed to be taking a nap, and I was going to have it on, and I just couldn't go to sleep because I was so into it. So I was like, it's perfect. I actually just watched it. So it's fresh on my mind. And they talked about some of the people, the original people from Nick, All That, which is crazy because those people you don't see. Like, it's so many people that wasn't in this documentary. Like, where was Nick Cannon? Where was Keenan? Where was Kel? Where was there was a lot of people that wasn't named that in reality probably experienced some of the same things, but they may just not want to talk about it. Especially since you Nick Cannon, Kel, Keenan, and a few of the others are big stars, so maybe like they I want to stay away out of that. But anyway, so we go to the documentary. It gives the backstory of Nick, then it gives some backdrop of kind of the things of working conditions on set, and how Dan Snyder was, and he did playful jokes, and they start off playful, then they went to kind of inappropriate, and then he started to let that power get to him. Like I said, y'all, keep telling y'all, 2024 is the year of exposure. So all this stuff these people did all these years is coming out. But my thing is, sidebar, why do these people not think they're gonna get caught? I just don't get that. When you do crazy, wild stuff like this for years, you really, really don't think you're gonna get caught. Like, for real, you really believe that this is gonna stay a secret forever? I don't get it. I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, so it was one scene of the dude. I forgot his name. He was one of the original black kids on All That, and he talked about one scene where he was like the nose man. He had a leotard on, and the noses on him looked like pins, And it was one where it was like he sneezed, and then the girl's face was full of goo, and it was supposed to. And they said it um, it matched or looked like a what happens in pornos when men finish, and that's what it was supposed to look like. And it was just so many other inappropriate jokes throughout these sketches that was overlooked, and so that happened. And then it was talking about the girl Katrina, I think that's her name, who was then replaced by Amanda Bynes. They talked a lot about Amanda Bynes and how she was Dan Snyder's favorite, and how she was the favorite. And yeah, I'm gonna start taking notes moving forward. This the practice run, but I'm gonna take notes moving forward. And so how she was like the favorite, and how she was the most loved, and then as she started to get older, she started to go through puberty. Like how she talked about how they told her mom, hey, basically she need to basically start working out because we already got a fat one. We don't need another. And that's not funny, but it's just like, wow, like they was just going like that. But that's how show it was. You know, it was even something about Zach and Cody. I don't want to get too off topic. In the interview where the mama from Zach and Cody said that they basically said, I think Dylan need to stop eating, one of the twins. They say he needs to stop eating junk food because he getting fat. And they said it in front of a group of people. And then she had like went off. But anyway, so what was I about to say? Then Amanda Bynes gave a lot about Amanda Bynes and talked about how her show went and how the girl, the black girl who was in the season one, Raquel, talked about how she knew she wasn't the favorite and how she had got a real big cake for her birthday. And then that Dan Snyder went off on her and went off like, she don't need that big of a cake. She don't need that big of a cake. And it's crazy with Amanda Bynes, just another little sidebar, because Amanda Bynes one has went crazy. And what happened, because people are kind of to me alluding to something. They're not saying it, but they kind of like speculation. And it's kind of like, you know, she was real close with Dan Snyder and she went crazy. So it's like, what happened to her that I pray that she tell her story one day, because she gonna say a lot when she do. What else? So that stuff happened with Raquel. And she was only on the Man Show for one season, and her mama had peeped stuff too, but her mama was like, you know, I ain't trying to do stuff, but it's always the black parents that catch stuff that the other ones don't. That's what I got from the first two episodes. It's always the black parents that was like, and the other ones, sometimes they would, but they wouldn't say nothing. But the black parents always talk about something was always fishy to them. And how was this guy? Cause see, I'm like, what Monique say? If we gonna say their names, we'll leave it on the playground. Although he's been convicted many years ago. Joshua Handy, he was the PA. He was like the some assistant, and he would bring all the kids. And so, with the Amanda Show and the success of that, it was one girl. Her name was Brandy, and Brandy was put on in the extras. She was an extra, and her mama wanted her to be in show business because she couldn't be, and then her daughter wanted to be in show business. So she said she didn't think, which I think is a little weird. She didn't think it was weird how her and the man Joshua Handy were emailing each other, because you know they couldn't text stuff. And she said they used to email, and she said they would talk, but she didn't think nothing of it. But it wasn't weird to her that this grown man keep emailing your daughter. So they were emailing back and forth. That's what she said. They were emailing back and forth, and she said one day the daughter Brandy slammed the computer and then ran to her room and shut the door. So her mama went up there and said, like, asked her, like, what happened? What happened? I'm gonna put moving forward. I'm gonna say spoilers alert, but spoiler alert. And so as she did that, she said she didn't want to talk about it. And then I guess she looked at the computer, and the Joshua handyman had sent her a picture of himself laying naked in the bed, jacking off, and saying he was thinking about her. And Brandy was an 11-year-old girl. Now, the mama then said she didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to tell nobody. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But she said she didn't want to tell nobody. And I was just like, and you say what you would have did in them situations, but you really don't know. So I can't judge her for it. But it's just like she did say that the daughter never went back. So that's good. That's good. The daughter never went back. And then we go back to, they talk about, I think in episode 2. So that's episode 1. They talked about the girl, and Brandy is not in the documentary to my understanding. Now she may come a part 2, but I don't know. So that's the bulk of pretty much of episode 1. Now, episode 2 introduces the newer cast of all that, which is Brian Christopher Hearn, that was in the documentary, Kyle Sullivan, and Giovanni Samuels. And like I said, the second wave of all that, I personally think I like better, maybe because I was a little older, but I love the original too. But the second wave, it just, I don't know, it just felt revamped. I don't know. And like I said, again, with Dan Snyder, although he's a creep, allegedly, a pedophile, allegedly, a terrible person to work with, allegedly, he's super creative, and that's how I be. Oh, I forgot. So then there was these women who worked, and this dude was doing some illegal stuff, allegedly. This is part 1 of my bad. So it was these writers, these women who was writers and got their job at under him, but he split their salary into 2. If that ain't white privilege, I don't know what is. Because there's no black owner that will be able to get away with that. But anyway, so he split their salary into 2. And they talked about all the stuff he would do, like how he would be making them say crazy stuff, like text them, send them emails saying, yell, I'm a slut, or like, yell, I'm this. And they writers meetings, and how he would like scold them publicly and all this stuff and make them do crazy stuff. The girl said, he said, I'll give you $300 if you eat 2 pints ice cream in 30 minutes. $300, I would have did it for free. But he didn't give her the money. So she said she was sick of throwing up. Why? Like that's that's not okay. And how he just had a really sick, weird sense of humor, and it's just kind of like some of the stuff he was laughing about. Like they had like glory hole stuff and like the stuff in the Pickle Man. I don't want to jump too ahead of myself with that. And I forgot all about the Pickle Man on the new version of all that. But the women told their story. Let me get to that in a second. The women told their story and talked about how he was just like mean, and one of them ended up getting fired, and the other one called the Writers Guild, and then he basically tried to scold her, and then the other one ended up quitting. Can't remember her name, but she ended up quitting. Good for her. And I pray like when stuff like this come out, like somebody sees this in these big industries, like give them a job. You know, if I could, I'd give them a job. I ain't got it to give, but I would. So then episode 2, the new version of all that, then they talked about the boy Brian Christopher Hearn, and he talked about how he was on set. Like some of they did like he said he was on set and they had to set him up to be like the youngest rapper, and it was called Lil Fetus, and he was supposed to be a fetus. So they had to make match his skin tone for the fitting and for the outfit. And he said one of them white people told him, we need one the color of charcoal. And he said he started tearing up. First of all, why? Now, this is not to be racist, but a lot of times people tend to make jokes like that and think it's okay. And in their mind, not always, sometimes they know what they're doing. Sometimes they be saying stuff just like because they think that that's like a way of connecting or something. I had a dentist one time. He said in front of my mama, she ain't like that. I was like 9. And he had said to me, oh my God, it's so terrible. She was right there. She heard it. She looked at him, I think. And he had said to me, he said, well, have a good summer and stay out of jail. What you mean stay out of jail? What you trying to imply? You think I'm a hoodlum? You think I'm a criminal? And he was white. So that's what happened. Giovanni, to my understanding, I always like Giovanni Samuels. Also, she looks exactly the same. She didn't really have no complaints. For real, I mean, she said it was the conditions was a little extreme. Like he would have people working overtime and all that stuff. She didn't really have too many complaints, but she definitely was like it was a little weird. And then when she looked back and find out certain people was pedophiles, she was like, whoa, because she was cool with some of them, but that's how the pedophiles work, and they don't. You not gonna know. They know who to try. Similar to like Kiki Palmer, her mom, Kiki Palmer never had no issues. She was working with R. Kelly. She ain't even had no issues with him. Cause her mama ain't play that. So they know them pedophiles, them predators, they know who to try. And a lot of that we're gonna get into in the next week with part 3 and 4. But so Brian Christopher Hearn, he dealt with a lot. Again, his black mama was peeping stuff and calling out stuff. And yeah, she was calling out stuff. And that was good. And then what happened after that? Like I said, I gotta start doing notes like the real ones do. I know something about the Joshua Handyman came back up and how he was tipped off to the LA Police Department and how they found child porn in his house, all types, bags with little girls' names on it. One of the girls was like 7 and it was her panties in it. How did he get her panties? I don't know. He was in people's room kissing the girl like twice and then he tried to put his tongue down the throat. But why would you let the kid, the 9-year-old daughter, be in the room with a grown man playing a game with the door closed? I don't get that logic, but I ain't a parent. So how did it end? So they came to the realization that Brian Peck, who was on the Amanda Show, and the Pickle Man on the second wave of all that, was a pedophile. And Giovanni Samuel said he was, and she said, who did he mess with? And it ended off with the episode with Drake Bell coming out from the dark and sitting in the chair. And that was the end of episode 2. Bravo. That editing was superb. We're going to get into part 3 and 4 tomorrow. I'm going to keep saying that. But not tomorrow, next vlog. But yeah. So it's very interesting. Like I said, I'm getting the Survive and R. Kelly vibes again. So it can be a lot. But it can be a lot. But yeah, I don't know. It was a lot. It's good to hear this stuff, people telling their stories, but it was a lot. And let me know what's y'all off the clock picks as I prepare for just in the future. What's going on? What's new? What's you watching? What should I watch? What should I check out and give my commentary on? I love giving commentary on stuff everybody be watching, and I was tired of just doing it on Threads and like Instagram and stuff. I want to do it here too. Okay, now, luckily for y'all, the work tips still is here, so let's get into that. This week is simple: stay on brand. So that's easy for entrepreneurs. As an entrepreneur, you always have a target audience, right? You got to follow the 1-1-1 model: target industry, target specific industry, specific person, specific problem. And you got to keep that mindset, which as an entrepreneur. So like if you are selling, I don't know, what's a good one? If you are like, for instance, one of my newest packages that I offer, which I'm going to post right here. And this package is for those lazy and or super busy professionals who just don't have the time, who are looking to advance in their career or just pivot completely. You need some things redone. You need your resume done, your cover letter, your LinkedIn done. You need some tips on how to, transition. Call me. We got all the stuff. You seen the package. So I'm trying to help those people out because I learned this is an industry, because there are many professionals who are looking to advance and just don't have time to redo their resume. I want to say credit. They don't have time to do, their LinkedIn. They don't have time to finish applications and help answer all those questions. You might need some guidance. Hit me up. We can do it all. Stay on brand. Now, and stay on brand is stay loyal to what your brand is too. Because don't short yourself or don't try to just go with the wind. Be who you are, be your brand, and own it. Don't try to change it up. Change it up is growth is fine, but don't try to change it just to please and appease to the people if that's not what you want to do. Don't get into selling t-shirts and selling clothes and merch, but you don't want to do that. You really want to sell plates. So why is you trying to sell clothes and merch? Or why are you trying to that's not what you want to do. If you want to sell plates, sell plates. If you really good at something, but right now you ain't supposed to be doing that right now. You being led to do this right now. Stay on brand. Now, as a 9 to 5, how can he stay on brand? Staying on brand is don't apply to a job or work a job or stuff you don't want to do. Simple. Why are you a teacher and you applying to be a firefighter? You don't want to do that. Stay on brand. Stay with what you good at doing. We work, eat smart, not hard. If you are a freaking line chef, why are you trying to go work as a nurse? Do you want to do that? Now it's different again. If you elevating again, that's where the resume building service comes in, and you know the accelerator program goes in. But if that's not what you want to do, don't do that. Stop trying to do jobs you don't want to do. Just stop. It's no, we wasting your time. You wasting their time and yours. You don't want to be there doing that, and they don't want you there wasting their time. Stay on brand. Stay on brand of who you are as a person. And like I said, as you see, they can go both ways. All right. That's all we got for today, y'all. This has been fun. I haven't done this in a long time, but I'm happy to do it. So, as always, y'all, no matter whether I'm in or out the office, I'm still the boss. Peace out.